me to find out. Men and all passed by me like I wasn't even there at all. I never see such a hard place to get a ride on the road as up here in the White Mountains.
This is Vermont, I said. Kingdom County. The White Mountains are across the river in New Hampshire.
I reckon this is the White Mountains, all right, she said. I can remember that picture, Autumn in the White Mountains, it said. It didn't say nothing about any Vermont, capital of which is Montpelier, by the way, but this ain't it. I reckon there couldn't be two places on earth like Autumn in the White Mountains.
She tipped back her head to drink, and then there was a clatter, and I looked over past her legs where her empty bottle was rolling back and forth on the coiled log chain on the floorboards. Her legs were brown and slim and hard, and you could see where the road dust left off above her knees.
"It is plain to see why you stopped for me," she said. "You was looking at my legs, the way you are now. Well, go ahead. If I can look on your White Mountains, I reckon you can look on my legs. If I didn't want folks to look, I reckon I could cover them with a sack."
I reached out 2 more beers from under the seat and gave one to her and opened one for myself. They were still quite cold. Her name was Alabama Jones, and she was a singer in her brother's traveling show. On the last night of Chittenden Fair, she had been carried unconscious in an ambulance to a Burlington hospital with appendicitis, which for 3 days she had thought was stomach grip. The doctors had said she would be in the hospital 2 weeks. 6 days after undergoing an emergency operation for the ruptured appendix, she had left the hospital in the night wearing her red dress and sandals, and started north on roads she did not know to rejoin her brother's show at Caledonia Fair. She walked all the first night. The second night she slept in the back seat of an abandoned Chevrolet on a mountain road. She had arrived in Caledonia that morning, 2 hours after her brother had left for Kingdom Fair 40 miles north. That was her destination.
"He will for sure be surprised when I show up tonight," she said. "He told Pa he would look out for me before Pa would leave me go off with him to sing, and then he went off and left me alone in that building with all those people I didn't know. I see you got a radio. You mind?"
She turned on the switch and got the country and western station from Sherbrooke. Loretta Lynn was singing Wine, Women, and Song. When the song ended, Alabama switched off the radio and began to sing it herself, exaggerating the country twang.
"Wouldn't you know," she said, "wouldn't you just know that is what they play over the radio up here? I grew up hearing hillbilly singing on the radio morning till midnight, and now I have to hear the same thing every place we go. Every place we go, they've got some tone-deaf Jake with what he believes is a Southern accent that has never been south of New York, playing country and western over the radio. Having to listen to them whine and moan like a cow in heat is one of the main reasons I left home."
She was pressing her hand against her side now, and her lips were pulled in tight against her teeth. "Can I stop?" I said, "so you can rest?"
"No," she said. "No, go on. I'll be all right. It was just that hillbilly singing that done it. I have to sing tonight at that Kingdom Fair, I reckon. I didn't know it was showing."
She curled up her legs under herself and put her head back on the seat and went to sleep. I took the county road up the back side of the lake instead of going on up the state road through the common, the way I usually go, telling myself that I would leave Frog's truck up home and take Alabama down to the fairgrounds on the edge of the common in Lucian's car, telling myself that I didn't want to get into the traffic snarl around the grounds with the truck. It was getting toward evening when I turned off the county road into our lane at the top of the lake and came up through the sugar maples, as polished and yellow as hard butter, and out onto the pasture. The sun slanted low across the grass, and it shone as green as early April. The milkers were strung out in the barbed wire lane between the barn and the pasture, so I knew that Lucian had already finished chores. She sat up straight and opened her eyes just as we came into the dooryard.